Okay, before we get started, if you like these videos and you want to see more of them, like this video and comment if you want to comment. Do that after you watch it, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. A lot of people come over here from Twitter and they're not subscribed, but I don't put everything over on Twitter. All right, so now I want to talk about this construction company that I used to work for. It was a basement waterproofing company, and there was one owner, and he paid us very little money, right? He paid us minimum wage plus a little bit, right? But the job was extremely difficult, and we were just working hard all day. And so, I was talking to this one guy that was working in the office, and he was kind of like one of the management guys, and he said that the owner of the company's name was Hal, and he said, yeah, there's some people that think that Hal is taking a lion's share of the profits around here. And he said, but I don't think so. And that was the first time I heard lion's share. So he was saying that the owner was taking most of the profits for himself. I believe he was. I think he was paying us as little as he could possibly get away with, and then keeping the rest for himself. But, it's kind of one of those things where if you're going to risk your money, you want to get a profit. And so we wouldn't have jobs if he hadn't taken the risk. So I don't know. I like capitalism, but anyway, he said the lion's share. He said that some people think that Hal is taking the lion's share. Okay, so lion's share just means most, but oftentimes, but not always, oftentimes lion's share is used to mean an unfair amount, but not always. Okay, sometimes it just means most, right? So let's take a look at what I've got here. Let's see. Okay.
Nothing, then let someone who's treated us unfairly get the lion's share.
Okay. That doesn't seem loud enough. Okay, let's turn it up.
Nothing, then let someone who's treated us unfairly get the lion's share.
Okay.
Is allows the people who own the lion's share of our world to own.
Now, so those were two things making a negative judgment on the person, making a negative judgment about it, right? We don't want to let them get the lion's share, or these people that own the lion's share of the world. But this next one is not negative, so it's kind of neutral. So she says the lion's share of our products are actually sold, I don't know what.
I think the lion's share of our products are actually kind of sold through retailers and then
Sold through retailers.
Software on our disks, working with different communities that have been doing the lion's share of work. So we're
Okay, so and how can you use this, right? So let's say, for example, you're a supervisor. You're a supervisor, and you say, and you notice that one guy is doing the lion's share of the work, and so you go to the other worker and say, listen, man, it seems to me that Barry is doing the lion's share of the work around here. That's that's not fair. Or let's say if you were trying to defend yourself, like let's say you're the employee, you go to your boss and say, hey, listen, you surely know that I'm doing the lion's share of the work around here, right? So anyway, it's in my case, it's been both ways. There were times when I was doing the lion's share of the work. When I was a university graduate student, I did the lion's share of the work on the projects. They would never admit it, but I was the mastermind behind all of our presentations and stuff, and I did most of the PowerPoints and stuff. But there were other times, like when I was working in IT, these Indian guys that I worked with, they just knew it a lot more than me because they were IT guys. And I was a guy that was just pretty good with technology, but these guys were like it, right? So they were doing the lion's share of the troubleshooting and stuff like that. So I had to compensate somehow by doing other more keeping the office straight and answering the phone because nobody could understand them on the phone, right? So, but they did the lion's share of the IT work, right? So, but anyway, so let's go to what made me remember this, okay? And you can imagine why they use the expression lion's share, because the lion takes the most, right? Because he's a lion, right? But listen to this. This is about this Chinese balloon.
Morning, George. This morning, the search continues off the coast of South Carolina. Navy divers and FBI personnel, they're still looking for that main payload the balloon was carrying. And one official said the lion's share of the electronics are, as official said, the lion's share of the electronic.
Okay, and there's no judgment there, right? There's no negative meaning. He's just saying the most, okay? So, like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget, and I will talk to you on the next idiom.